Hello, my dear. Happy Leo season. Happy new moon in Leo. Opposite Pluto. Trining Saturn, Neptune. Sextiling Uranus. What else is it doing? Yeah, Venus and Mars are squaring each other. There's a lot to unpack. And although, like I said in one of my last videos, that I'm not going to be doing an all signs reading for the new moon and the full moon, I have some that are available in my membership for the entirety of Leo season. I still wanted to check in with you, and I still wanted to talk a little bit about the season in general and what's happening, how we might be feeling, but it also doesn't feel like the astrology can give us the full answer. Because we can have the astrological validation as to why. What do you mean by any of this, Sarah? So, and if this is your first time here, welcome. This is the Multidimensional Caffè. I am your host, Sarah. I am a channeler, and we speak in lenses around here through the lens of astrology, a growth mindset, and creative expression. So welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. Let's take a moment before we even get started. Pause the video. We can use the selenite, the peach selenite for that. Go grab a coffee, tea, a water, a snack, a yogurt, or some muesli maybe, something nice and nourishing. And we'll talk about the astrology. We'll talk about Leo season, or even just the energies encompassed within the astrology, within this time block. Okay. So in my video, when an astrologer takes a break from astrology, I'm using astrology to give myself the time block as to how I'm going to take a break from the astrology, meaning that I'm not going to be classically manifesting at this new moon. I'm not going to be classically releasing at the next full moon. That's going to be in Aquarius energy. I'm going to let whatever comes up during this time period be immediately processed in real time, so that I'm not waiting to tend to something. I'm in radical presence. So I'll put the link for that video below. And I also have the link for the Mercury retrograde video that I've put out. It's an all signs reading for Mercury retrograde. So that is encompassed within this season. Yes. So Mercury went retrograde on the 18th of July. And went direct on the 11th of August. So it is encompassed within this. There's just so many little dates that I want to talk about. I might not talk about all of them. We might only talk about the new moon and a few other key dates, but I will put all of the dates that are like sign changes and shift changes. I'll put that in the description. And if you are interested in an all signs reading for Leo season, I have in my membership group in the Divine Sovereign Room, we go over an all signs reading for every single season. We have a full moon channeling and healing. We have 2 coaching calls a month. One is just coaching together, just chit-chatting and really processing what's coming up for as many members as possible. And then the other one is the New Moon Zoom, where we read a few charts and we learn about chart reading, and we in real time are allowed to it's like live coaching for astral channeling and things like that. So there's tons of information in the Divine Sovereign Room. If you're interested in all signs reading for this season, that's $33 a month investment. It's a beautiful group. But if you would like something that's on YouTube that is donation based, then that's going to be the Mercury retrograde to get you from now until the 11th of August. One thing that I talked about in the astrology video that I want to highlight here is that we can sometimes, myself included, get so into this that we forget to go outside and live it. And so I want us to really enjoy Leo season. I want us to really enjoy Uranus and Gemini, enjoy Neptune and Saturn and Aries. They're not going to be, let me rephrase, they will dip back into Pisces and Uranus will dip back into Taurus, and they won't fully go into their new signs until next year. So this is a preview energetically, but this is also a preview of who you want to be in this new world. Try it on, take a class, go on a date, do something that's of that new vibration. Learn something, take a course, talk to a coach, hire a healer, hire a shaman, become a shaman, do whatever it is that you feel as though you're going to be living in a more dedicated time. This is Mercury retrograde is a great time to look at copy, a great time to look at how you're advertising yourself, how you're really letting those vibrations come through. And it's something that it was Rory, where's his book? Vaden. He spoke at the Summit of Greatness in 2024 when I went, and he really spoke about when you're like bio, your Instagram bio. It encompasses like what do you want your future bio to be? What do you want that to be? And then why aren't you using that title now? I mean, it can really be if, for example, like you want to have written a book and, you know, on that title it says like best-selling author. Are you writing every day? Are you doing the things every day? If you want to be, you know, helping blah, 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 whatever it is, whatever you want to be doing in the future, or if you want to be, you know, a mom or a father in a great relationship or super healthy or whatever it may be, starting to live into that now. I'm an artist and I want to be able to showcase that. Start to have like artist as like make a professional account or something like that and have artists be there. Start to live into those vibrations now. And during this Mercury retrograde, and this could be something that you say you are a content creator or you have products, you have, you know, online courses or you have one-on-one sessions, whatever it may be, whatever it is that you do now, put as your top tier the energy of what it is that you want in your future. Have that be at the top of the menu, and then have your normal ones, and then have everything else. Like, live into the vibration of seeing it on your website now. This is interesting. There's been many a times that I've had client sessions that it's not until the very end of the session that they start talking about what it is that they're like, that really lights them up. Like, it takes a while for us to get to like the meat of it. And it could be that it's an astrological chart reading and we're really getting into like why I am the way I am based on the planets. But one question that I ask strangers, like, and this used to be the one question that I would ask, let me rephrase. Whenever I hire someone in my life, this is the first question that I ask them. What brings your life passion? What do you love most about life? And it kind of is like, it's a wonderful question because it's either like, I'm for you or I'm not for you. I'm not for you. And I've had people that have said, and this is a discernment for both of us, I've had people say like, I'm not happy about anything right now. I can't think of a single thing that I'm grateful for. And I'm like, bye. And I just energetically can't be in that vibration. But it's a nice moment for both that person and myself to discern like, hey, is this a conversation we're going to have? Because that's the level. That's where we're at. This ship does not steer off that course. Absolutely not. And so I love that for all of us. Don't even know where I was going with that. Where was I going with that? And so during this time period, this season, which is we'll talk a bit about the new moon because I really love how this is activating the outer planet transits. But during this season, when Neptune and Saturn are in Aries and Uranus is in Gemini, those three planets specifically, during the time that they are in these new energy signs, I want you spending more time doing and less time preparing to do. What do you mean by that, Sarah? Say you meal prep. And at the beginning of the week, you buy all the groceries, you cut up all the vegetables, you do the roasted, you know, cook all the meats, you put them into the little containers, and then and then they're done. They're ready. So when you need them, you take them out and you eat them. It would be like meal prepping every day. Instead of saying, okay, I'm prepped now, and now I'm done, and now I don't need to prep. So it's like, I love the way that my guides are showing me. They're like, tell them this, tell them this, tell them this. So now think of, I'm looking at the astrology. I'm planning, okay, so this is what's going to happen. This is where the new moon is going to be, and it's going to be opposition of Pluto, and it's going to be trining to here, and it's going to be sextiling to here, and it's going to be here, and it's going to be here, it's going to be here. It's like, awesome. Finding out what that means, and we'll talk about this now, and then going to live your life. And then closing the astrology book and being done. And so I feel as though this is actually really important because this is super specific that my guides are saying. And, you know, I talk about this in my programs in my Awakened Mastery, where when you're a corporate survivor, when you've gone through, or maybe you're even a CEO, you're an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, you are a small business owner, a large business owner, it doesn't really matter. But when you're integrating astrology into your life, into your toolbox, you mark the calendar, close the book, and go back to work. Mark the calendar, close the book, and go back to spending time with your family. Go play with your cat, go play with your kids, go for a walk in the woods, go commune with the God of your understanding. Saying it's like, okay, so Uranus and Gemini, we're going to be getting downloads in new ways. Amazing. Let's go sit and just be in contemplation and say new ways, not old ways. The astrology will always be here. Astrology is math, history, and patterns. It will always be here. So we can get addicted to the education or the productivity sometimes. Dude, I'm an astrologer saying this to you. So like, don't think that like, and this is a lot, but how do I want to say? With Neptune and Saturn retrograde in Aries, this is an opportunity that we are going to see internally aspects of ourselves falling apart, as well as externally people that we have pedestalized being shown for who they are. That's it. That's it. It's not about good, bad, or ugly. It's not about demonization, pedestalization, nothing like that. It's saying the structures that once held us together are crumbling. And so that's very scary sometimes. It can be very jarring. It can bring a lot of anxiety to say these systems that I relied on are not there. They're not going to be there. I had two things come up recently. I forget what the first one was. But this face scrub that I use regularly, every single day of my life, it's the only that I've been using it for years, that is discontinued. It's not there anymore. Just like all of a sudden was like whoosh off the shelves. And so my human is like, what do I do? But my soul is like, you're getting used to things that are not on the shelf. You're getting used to maybe not being able to have access to all of the more creature comforts that you had just thought were going to be there. That can be very scary when you've relied on these types of systems. So normally I have one tucked away and I just kind of like let it go to the wayside. So, I was not prepared for this one. But then again, it's like I will go on to see another day. I will find the face scrub that is meant for me. Maybe it'll be a more local company, or maybe I'll learn how to make it myself one day. Who knows? But it was that moment of outside structure. I mean, this is sitting directly on my natal sun. So it's just like, I couldn't have asked for a more Aries egoic. And I also want to highlight that Aries runs the head and the face. So if you have been having some, skin issues, some breakouts, possibly in anything, maybe a reddening of the face, something that's going on with your head and your face area, it could be astrologically based. This could also be Aries is about ego. So if there's been an ego release, negative ego release, positive ego integration, a lot of that could be coming up. So that's just a physical manifestation of what could be coming up for you right now based on the Saturn and Neptune retrograde in Aries. Chiron will eventually go retrograde in Aries, but farther down at third decan. So let's talk just very briefly about this new moon in Leo at 2 degrees. And like I said, I don't know what I'm going to title the whole video, but it's kind of like mating season, and this is kind of like a silent roar. And so let me talk about mating season first. Without discernment, this type of energy would be very confusing, very off-putting, kind of a little bit like frustrating, like very airy type of an energy, very confusing. And I'm trying to listen to the guides at the same time. Pam Gregory did a great video about, I'm going to put the link for it below, about the 1 degree, 0 to 1 degree of every single sign is getting activated right now. The first few degrees of every single sign is getting activated right now. And so this is the beginning, and it takes a level of personal responsibility to say, I'm going to take care of myself in a changing world. I'm going to stay soft in a world that is terrifying. I am going to stay feminine in a world that wants me hyper masculine. I am going to focus on what matters to me when I'm being told to look at this scary thing over here. I'm going to pull up my bootstraps and make something of myself instead of being told that I'm nothing and that I'm just a number or I'm one of billions. So this is very pioneering energy. I live in the United States, so it's like takes an entrepreneurial spirit to really say, oh, this is on me. This is on me. It is on me. And so the reason that I reference mating season is that around this time of year, In the northern hemisphere, I'll speak to it, but you can also say in the southern hemisphere when it's summertime. But like kind of around this time of year, a lot of people, go on extra holidays, or they do all these different things, and they forget to kind of tend to what it is that matters most. And I kind of want you to divert from both of those to say, I don't want you hyper at the desk trying to figure it out. And I don't want you hyper drinking and smoking and journeying and forgetting about your grounding. I want you to be able to stay present. I want you to be able to say, wow, presence is a present. And me being present really reminds me that presence is a present. And it gives you a new way of seeing things. Maybe there's something that the God of your understanding has been trying to say to you for a while, but you're too busy, or you're too hyper-focused on your books, or you're studying, or going out and about with people that you don't even like, and your brain is saying, I don't really like this. It's really sinking into, why am I doing what I'm doing? And what if I took all this fluff out of the calendar and I just sat there and I was with myself? There's more information in the astrologer taking a break from astrology video, but one thing about this new moon that I want to highlight, called a silent roar. And this is really highlighting this axis. Pluto in Aquarius, retrograde, Saturn, Neptune in Aries, retrograde, Uranus in Gemini, direct. So sun, moon over here at 2 degrees. So this is an opposition of Pluto, full moon energy on a new moon. This is why I'm not recommending that anybody does any classic manifesting during this time. That's insane. That's insane. This is, them be fighting words type of an energy. And so when you take responsibility for yourself, and it's something that I spoke of during I did a chart reading for the US, the 4th of July to the 4th of July, and there's a short that I'm going to link below. It's just this little clip that's if anybody outside of you has the capacity to rattle your cage, take that power back. Yeah. If anyone that's on your perceived side of things rattles you up, yeah, this is about roaring and not meowing. This is about being sovereign and not being someone. This is herd mentality. Don't play into that. Just be aware that that's here, and then say no thank you. I'm going to be with my family. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to read this fiction book. I'm going to relax in the sun. I'm going to candle gaze. I'm going to be with God. Be more with God during this season than you've ever been before. I'll be doing the same. So this is just offerings. This is not doctrine. I say that in the description in every video. These are just offerings as to how a channeler is navigating this season, how a channeler, an astrologer, a coach, someone who works with really high level people making big decisions. This is how I'm navigating this energy. Do with it what you will. Take what resonates and leave the rest. This is not exactly how you have to navigate it, but I'm offering you the astrological validation. I'm offering you my personal perspective. Do whatever you want, my friend. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. So right now, oppositions are full moon energy. They're more emotional energy than they are intellectual energy. And especially in the sign of Leo, and where Mercury is retrograde in Leo, this is heart energy. So really, and what we're working on in my membership group is healthy ego integration. When we have retrograde seasons, especially all the retrogrades that happened in July 2025 are in fire signs. So it's not about, you have to change something about yourself. No, you know how to do the astrology, you know how to meditate, you know how to take care of yourself, you know how to drink water, you know how to drink a specific amount of coffee or tea, whatever's best for you on that spectrum. You know how to exercise, you know how to spend time with family, you know how to have boundaries with friends, you know how to do all of these things. It's just going out and doing them. That's it. It's like enough time prepping your weeks and prepping your days and going and experiencing them. Oppositions, full moon energy. Trines, your yes friend. Sextiles, that good workable energy. The fun, like favorite cousin showing up at the party type energy. And sextile to the new moon is the only planet that's direct. So don't listen to that. Don't listen to this saying like, all the bad people are falling down and you're one of them. Just be like, no, I'm kind of awesome. I'm kind of sovereign. I'm kind of have really great integrity. Maybe I've done things in the past that I've dealt with, but I don't really want to entertain any of those negative thoughts anymore. So I'm just gonna go and live my life. Pluto, community, friendships, wishes for the future. This is such a creative axis. I feel like so many artists are going to be really stepping into a new level of their creative expression. I'm writing more than I ever have, which is amazing. I'm writing my book on service, my short stories on service finally. I mean, that book started, oh God, when was it? 2018, 2019? The last few stories are fun. Yeah, my spoken word poetry, all different things are really coming about in ways that all this is nourishing that. Being an artist, creative expression, I talk about this in Awakened Mastery. That is the key. That is the key to your success. It's finding the way to express yourself. It's going to look different for everybody. You don't have to finger paint. You don't have to roll in paint like I do. You don't have to sing. You don't have to write. This could be your healthy body. This could be like how many bodybuilders or how many, my older sister, she's an ultra marathon runner. That's her artistry. That's her expression. Yeah, and she's a run coach. Like, if you want to do any marathons or any running whatsoever, please reach out. I'll connect you to Jenny. But your body can be your artistry. For some people, it's their family, and they create children, and they have beautiful babies and a beautiful home. But really, like, what is your artistry? What is your creative expression? How do you want to show up? It's like everybody on the planet is like a blade of grass. And then with all this energy, it's like, do you want to stay a blade of grass or do you want to be a flower? And most people are like, heck yeah, I want to be a flower. What kind of flower do you want to be? What colors do you want to be? How do you want to show up? How do you want to express yourself? Yeah. Venus and Mars will be square during this, which I love for all of us. I love for all of us at 22, 21 degrees. And I'm so excited. I have sessions with Sarah at the Multidimensional Caffè that a dear friend of mine, we have a part 1 and part 2. She's a Venus specialist, and I, with my Mars mastery, we come to the table and we chit chat. And so we have 2 beautiful podcasts that are going to be released soon. I don't know when that's going to be posted. It could be before I even write or before I send this out. I have no idea. But I wanted to record this to really highlight that this season, I labeled August 2025 as just pop. This season is big, big, big stuff. Big, big, big stuff. So who do you want to be in your future? Be that now. That's kind of it. Like, that's really kind of it. Yeah. I'll list the key dates here. I'll list them, and these are the dates that I'm going to go over in the All Signs reading in my membership group, but I'll just talk about them. 22nd of July, and this is all Eastern Standard Time, so it could be a day to either side if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. 22nd of July, Sun goes into Leo. 24th of July, new moon in Leo at 2 degrees, opposite Pluto. We just talked about that. 30th of July, Chiron goes retrograde in Aries at 27 degrees, and Venus is going to go into Cancer energy. Big stuff. Now we go into August. The 6th of August, Mars is going to go into Libra energy. I'll talk so much about that. That's one of the most, in my Mastering Mars programs, that transit and that natal placement is one of the most fascinating that I've ever studied, channeled, read at all. So if you're interested in working with your Mars, my Mastering Mars program is for you. It brings leadership and mysticism and spirituality and personal growth and development all to the same table. It is a very beautiful, action-packed planet to really work with and to kind of give you containers of, okay, this is where I want to be from now until this time, from now until this time, now until this time. So it's a very beautiful, workable planet. So that's for my leaders. So definitely go check out that program. On the 8th, 9th of August, we'll have a full moon. Or let me say 8th, 9th, yeah, full moon in Aquarius, 16 degrees. At that exact same time, Mars is going to be in perfect opposition to this retrograde over here. We're also going to have a trine happening over here. We're also going to have a trine happening over here. So we're going to have a grand air trine to Uranus, Mars, and Pluto. I've had many clients and many subscribers and many members that have shared some of the more scary, clickbaity conversations that other astrologers will put out based on grand air trines, or, you know, this war started the last time this happened, or look out, this is about to happen, which, no shade. Everyone's needed on this planet. Around here, it's not about being afraid of the outside. So if a baby's born under this transit, you're going to be scared of that baby because they're going to have that grand air trine in their chart. We're experiencing this as within, so without, as above, so below. We are a reflection of the planets and the stars. So it's not about giving power to these outer planets. It's about taking that power back and saying, I'm alive. This is in my chart in some capacity. This is highlighting something in my chart. So how do I take this beautiful power in the stars and invoke it? How can I utilize this? How can I work with this? How can I become that powerful? So it really is about taking power away from the grid and invoking it inside of ourselves. That's the biggest intention for me not doing all signs readings for the new moon and the full moon, is to say, you already know what to do. You're that powerful. You already know what to do. Go out, be out and about, go to a luncheon, go to a cafe, go to a different cafe, experience the world in a new and different and exciting way. I love that for us. I love that for us. So yes, 8th, 9th, 10th, the full moon, and then Mars opposite Saturn, Neptune retrograde over here while trining Uranus. And then the 10th is a perfect trine to Mars and Pluto. Love that for all of us. On the 11th, Mercury is going to go direct right over here. I've talked about that. The whole Mercury retrograde video is listed below. And that day, Saturn exactly sextiles with Uranus. That's a beautiful, exciting, like by exactitude outer transit, but it's been, you know, what's the word? Not applying, but it's been happening. I can't think of the word that I want to use at this moment, but it's been, I just have to let it go. It's been there. On the 12th of August, we have a very interesting day, and I do want to talk about this. We have the Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Cancer at 14 degrees. This is a little interesting side quest, but what I love about astrology is this math, history, and patterns, and it's just like my brain and my tism just like love specificity. So the last time, because this happens every year, Venus usually scoots around the board once a year. So the last time we had a Venus-Jupiter conjunction was on the 23rd of May, 2024, and it was at 29 degrees of Taurus. As you've seen in some of my Venus videos, Venus conjunct with Uranus at 29 degrees of Taurus the day before she went into Gemini. Next year, right before Uranus fully goes into Gemini, they will conjunct again at 29 degrees of Taurus, and then Venus will go in, and then Uranus will go in. So that 29 degrees of Taurus got highlighted by 3 Venus conjunctions, 1 with Jupiter and 2 with Uranus. That's so gorgeous. That's so gorgeous. And so I just thought that that was super duper fascinating, that that's kind of like a completed cycle of May 23rd, 2024 until 12th of August, 2025. So where does 29 degrees of Taurus fall in your chart, and where does 14 degrees of Cancer fall in your chart? What's really coming up for you? Because these are the most beautiful planets. Jupiter, abundance, luck, money, happiness, gregariousness, like all good things. Venus, yin, money, love, receiving, all that fun stuff. This happening in the house of home and my pocket of the world, and safety and cultural family roots, like the roots of the tree of our life. It just seems so divine. And so what I'm hearing, which is really beautiful, which is if you've been waiting for divine timing, that's divine timing. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And then on the 22nd of August, thank God, the sun will go into Virgo energy, and we'll all feel a little bit more grounded in that mutable earth energy. So I think that's all for today. I have tons of resources for you. My 2025 workbook is available. I lowered the price. It's about like $11 or something. That's available in Awakened Mastery. That's available in the Divine Sovereign Room if you're members or if you've purchased those programs. I'm accepting one-on-one sessions right now. I have like 1 or 2 spaces available in the end of the summer. I live in Massachusetts. If you're keen to book Sarah as a tarot reader for your event, I'd be very excited to kind of hang out and pull some cards for everybody. I love doing in-person events. And as always, around the new moon in Virgo, which is happening the end of August. Where is my... On the 23rd of August, that's when I shift and change over my prices. So if you've been keen to book a one-on-one session, or if you've been keen to book or purchase a program, I think only one of the programs is shifting price, but the rest are all going to be staying the same. But my rates are going to be shifting, and the timing of the rates are going to be shifting. It happens around that new moon falls in my 10th house, so it's the perfect time. And so if you've been keen to book a session, please reach out directly. And as always, for my past clients, you are always, booked in at the rate that we originally booked at. So please reach out. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what's going on. Go out and play. Go out and play. I did a whole video a while ago. This is like, I talk about this where we get so addicted to the process, and we get so addicted to like, I gotta know what's happening in the stars, and then this, it's like, you are the stars having a human experience. So go live it. Go show the world what's up. Be that, what is that quote? Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Go out there and do it. I love you. I'll see you soon.